powdery snow. Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. We're going to do a quick little unboxing today, and then this video is also going to be a first running video of my new ARRMA Mojave 4S. See, I already did a live video of when I first got this vehicle from the hobby shop. I just bought it on the weekend of Family Day in Canada and President's Day in the US, where a lot of hobby shops were having sales on. Great Hobbies was doing their 40th year anniversary, so I got this for 10% off retail. It was sort of an impulse purchase on my part because I really liked how this looked. The scaleness of the body really won me over. I'm very happy with it. I used to own a Traxxas UDR. I sold that a couple years ago. I really miss having a big truck like that where it has the scale look body and it has a really soft plushy suspension. This is not quite to that same level, but it should give me a lot of that same feel, and as well as it's a stronger RC and I can bash it a lot harder than a UDR. Oh yeah, me too. It is the first of the 4x4 BLX range that got a center differential. So it's the first RC with the power module where you get a center diff, as well as they beefed up a lot of the stuff. It has a new elongated chassis, it has stronger gears, it has bigger bearings, it overall strengthened overall. But the big thing is that it includes a center diff, as well as a really cool scale body and some strengthened axles and gears. That was announced in September 23, kind of you were able to buy it in October of 2023. Since then, they've now come out with the version 2.5 upgrades to the Creighton 4S, the Outcast 4S, that include the center diff and some of the driveline components that are improved in that unit. So yeah, here it is. I have not run it yet, but I have it out of the box, and I just wanted to bring the camera in closer, show you some of the details that I couldn't show you in the live video because just some of these things kind of won me over. I was pretty impressed with just the style of it. I really like this RC. Something that I didn't notice in any of the other kind of overview videos about this RC is that the white is pearl. It is beautiful paint. It might not even be coming out on camera very well. Oh, maybe a little bit there, but it's a pearl white and a metallic red, and it's really pretty. This is a really nice body. This livery style as well is really cool. This is like old Toyota style racing colors or old Losi style racing colors. Really gives it a nice little vintage look. Really like the design and style that they put into this body. It has a lot of details. Like I mentioned, I used to own a UDR. I kind of missed having this type of pro scale type body system. Even the front end, this is all 3D. ARRMA is all exposed, raised. This is a rubber flap. And yeah, you can hear the gearing as I rotate it around. This is all cut out for airflow, so the air can come through the cab and out the back. So the other thing is that since this vehicle's been out for about 6 months, a lot of people have done running videos with it. This jumps and flies a lot better than most trucks of this class. So I'm really excited to do that as well. Although it's in the middle of winter right now, it's really cold today. It's like -10, feels like -20 with wind chill. We're gonna go out and run it anyway in the snow and just have a fun little bash with it. Although I don't think I'm gonna get to do any kind of big air stunts with it. On the inside, it is kind of your traditional type of ARRMA 4S, 3S style layout, which means it's their all plastic version, but plastic is not a bad word in my mind. Plastic flexes and bends back, which is nice. And this has all of the improved strengthening that they've learned over the years. So this is a new elongated chassis for this truck, as well as it has the power module with the center differentials. The electronics in this seem a little bit smaller than I was expecting. When I first opened this up, I was like, wait, why is that ESC so small? It ends up being this is the 120 amp ESC, not the 130. I have a Losi DB Pro, and the Losi DB Pro has a bigger speed control than this big, heavy short course truck. I don't know why. I'm not sure why they went down a size. Maybe because you're running this on 4S, you need less amperage the higher your voltage. So I think that's maybe why they went with that. So instead of it being a 2S, 3S vehicle, this is a 3S, 4S vehicle, which means it's gonna have less amp draw, higher volts. At least that's my understanding of electronics anyway. You have a 2400 kV motor, big heatsink, big fan. Your fluid field differentials in here. This power module all comes out, as well as you have the strengthened center brace. The shocks are pretty big and beefy, metal-bodied shocks, but they're not coilover style. They use clips. And in the packaging, you do get a book, a tool, as well as some preload clips. I already put the additional preload clips in. So in the front, I found the front was a little bit soft. Also, some of the other reviews mentioned that. So I put in the one of the extra preload clips here in the top. This is an extra one. And I put one of the skinnier ones in the rear. So I've used all the preload clips that are given. But look at how much preload they put on this rear shock. This, except for that very top thinnest one, that's how much they gave. I really wish they had have just made this be coilover shocks, but they saved that for their 6S lineup, and they use these type of shocks on their 3S and 4S lineup. 3S lineup gets even cheaper shocks. The 4S lineup gets these metal-bodied shocks with the clips, and the 6S lineup gets the threaded coilover style shocks. The axles are huge, beefy with metal outdrives, so that's really nice. As you can see there, the axles have a bit of a metal in them, but the center part is plastic and telescoping. But they're huge, they're big. Everything on this vehicle is pretty strong, pretty beefy. I do really like the design of it. Tires, it uses 17 mil hex. That's my charger beeping. I've got a 4S charged up, ready to go. Uses 17 mil hex. The tires are pretty hard, but I think that will be good for drifty fun. So these are Fortress, kind of lower profile Fortress tires than the big 6S Mojave. They make a Mojave in a 6S version as well. This is the 4S version, so the tires are a little bit smaller than the 6S one, but I think they are kind of cross compatible. And the tires are vented somewhere in here. Yep, there's a hole right there. I really like that, so I don't have to vent my tires. That saves a lot of problems down the road because moisture always gets into a tire, and this lets it fling out. So your wheels are vented and your tires are vented. That lets everything fling out of them. Happy with the performance of it. A lot of people have done reviews on this and say it's one of the best handling trucks of this class. Razor RC gave it his RC of the year 2023. And yeah, we're gonna go out for a first bash. Now, the things that I've done to it since opening the box, I just want to mention that I did put the preload spacers in the shocks, as well as the body. While it has this fully protected kind of cage system here, the front and the rear were really flexible, and some people were cracking out this body on these molded areas right along here and in the back fender area immediately. So what I've done is I've already taped pretty much this entire body with Gorilla Tape Clear, and that adds only a little bit of weight, but it makes the body so much stronger. If you saw in my live video, you would have seen how flexible these rear fenders and front fender areas were, and that is completely stiffened up now. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this. That tape works amazing. Gorilla Tape Clear, highly recommended. It ends up getting pretty dirty looking and gross looking quick, but it saves bodies. I almost never have to throw away bodies. My bodies last me a very long time because I put Gorilla Tape Clear on them. Actually, the other quick thing that I did was this body keys into the chassis on those 4 posts on the inner caged system. They go into these holes here. I have reamed these out a little bit because when dirt or ice or snow gets caught in there, then it really wedges the body onto the chassis, and it's really hard to get the body off. And then you end up, if you pull on it from the wrong area on the front, you can rip out your body. So I have drilled these out a little bit just by hand, just by reaming them out a little bit. To make it easier to come off. We're going to go out for a first run with the stock radio system, no gyro stability. So this uses the SLT protocol. This is the same protocol that the old Tactic radios used. It's a pretty good radio. I do like the response of the SLT3. You're just losing out on some things like the smart telemetry and the gyro assistance of the higher end Spectrum units. The receiver that's in this is the SR315. It's a dual protocol, so I can pair this with my DX5C. If I want to, it is cross-compatible with SLT and DSMR. So this is a DSMR radio, the Spectrum, and the SLT is the SLT protocol. You can pair it with either one. But the receiver itself does not have gyro stability in it. So if you want that, you have to replace the receiver and go to a radio that supports gyro. The other quick little weird thing I noticed was that the placement of this ESC is a little odd. They put it on top of the radio box, but they could have moved it right down here. You see how much room is here, as well as there's holes here? You could also move the speed control down here. And I might do that later if I decide that I want to move it down or have the weight distribution a little bit better, or maybe for airflow. But I would imagine that they did that engineering and already decided that this is the better position for it. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and we're going to just go and run it. It does come in two colors, the white, red, and orange, and the red and blue. You do get 4 AA's for the transmitter, so I've already put those in, as well as you get a little service card, the manual, and the preload collars, your wheel wrench, as well as some Allen wrenches. I do want to mention also put a QR code in here for support, as well as the battery tray system. So you do get 2 IC5 connectors and the loop back, a little extra one, because this is for if you want to run 2 2S's for 4S. And the battery tray as well kind of has a weird support for that. So if you want to run 2 2S's this way, they have this type of a little support for having the batteries. Actually, I think that's what that's for. And this here is a clip. So every ARRMA seems like the battery tray changes on every single one. This one has this little plastic wire clip so that you can mount your batteries, and then you have clips up the top to run your wiring. I'll show that in a second once I clip the battery in. I'm going to be running this old Genzace 4S. It's really tall. This is a 4S1P 5,000 milliamp hour, but it fits in here just fine. So you just kind of have to click it in place. It's a little odd. I need 2 hands to do it, but you kind of put it under and then push down, and it kind of clicks in, and then you put the straps on. If you have a longer battery, then you have to do screws from the underside to take that brace off and take this brace off, and then you can run a longer stick pack. And if you ever want to take this module out, it's a screw from the bottom. You take the little brace out, and then you take the support brace off, and then you pull and slide it forward. You take the center drive shaft off. It takes a few minutes to do, but it's not terrible. It's actually pretty nicely easy to service. This RC, everything on the kind of 3S, 4S line of ARRMAs is very nice and easy to work on. I do like them. As well as you get these nice big dirt protectors on the back too. When the body's on, you have dirt protectors here, and most of the internal shell of this chassis is covered by this internal structure. So I have high hopes here that most of the dirt will stay just in this kind of fender area of the body, and it won't be getting inside that much. We're gonna go out and run it in the snow as its first run, so we'll soon find out. All right, my battery pack is installed, and I just want to show you how it fits. It's in there really nice and secure, as well as I am using the wire clips just to hold this in place. I am going to leave my balance lead kind of flopping around here a bit, but there's nothing that can chew it up, so it's in a pretty safe condition. But if you really want to, you could try and click it under, but then there's stress on it. Sure, when you put the body on, is that the front of the actual bumper is the front of the body is clipping into the plastic ridge here of the bumper. There's a plastic molded section here that's meant to key in to here, and that really strengthens up this whole front end. Same as the rear, kind of clicks into the rear bumper as well. So make sure you get all your points, your front, your rear, and your side points all connected properly. The clips have this little protective system on here. Put your 4 clips on. You're ready to go. All right, we're ready to go out for our first run with the ARRMA Mojave 4S. Here we go, first run, 4S LiPo, brand new RC, never been ran before. We're gonna go for a first rip now. Ready?
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you noticed you. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what happened with you? I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
It's a whole lot of tricks.
Sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your
Stock
back.
ESC settings are a little soft.
We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fast.
Once we get traction, it'll be
I feel good, you look great. I like you,
real spin.
I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Yeah, we got a little bit too much snow last night.
Like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Feels like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Racing the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better
First
than
almost
last.
rollover.
Yes, know me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Oh, showering rocks.
Make a change,
Yikes.
slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I take shots to the top, I'll get it. I got one life, I'ma do all to win it. I do what's right, push it till I fall. I'm slipping to get back up, always stand tall, I'm grinning. I got cuts real deep, big bruises squad. I had to learn how to think with my head.
Okay, pretty much my first pack is done. First impressions, it's a little bit soft on the initial ESC settings, and the servo saver might be a little weak because that's all the turning I've got. Anyway, we've got some tweaking to do. We'll get it out again. Let's take the body off and see how much snow is inside the chassis. Okay, let's get this body off and see how much snow's inside. Remember, I did already grind out those center body posts, so it should pop off pretty easily. Yep, it did. Still got a lot of snow on the inside, but it's not terrible. And yeah, that's why you go through a battery so quickly, is it gets so heavy, and it's a lot of full throttle running. So yeah, we'll get the snow tapped out of it. Let's tap the chassis out for now. And the body itself didn't accumulate a lot of snow at all. It all ended up kind of still getting funneled into the chassis, unfortunately. But I'd imagine that's more of a snow issue than a dirt issue. We'll see in the summer if it's still a problem. Go out and run it again some other day. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, you want to talk, leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.